the wife. How is the meatloaf, dear? Not too dry, I hope? He took a bite, an indiscernible expression on his face. It's a pretty easy meal to make, right, Elena? But you were never one to cook. He snatched up the bottle of Smirnoff beside him and took 2 large swigs. Right, I'm doing my best, so... Yeah. So are you going to just stand there or make a plate for yourself? Oh, it's just... You got angry at me the last time I had dinner with you. Well, it's better than you just staring me in my goddamn face the entire time, yapping away. Attempts to make conversation over dinner we rebuffed left and right, and when I marvelled at the flavour of the food, it sent him spiralling into a fit of rage, knocking the food and vodka to the floor before he stormed off. After cleaning up the mess, the muffled sounds of weeping emanated from our bedroom. It hurt to see the man that I loved more than anything else curled up in a fetal position, lamenting, lost in an abyss of sorrow. I huddled up against his back to offer what little comfort I could, and when he turned over, I could see the tempestuous hurricanes of rue in both arises.
Did you guys hear that? I'm scared.
We made love that night, but it wasn't the kind of experience that would bring 2 people together. I was an addiction, the crushing poison that ate away at his shattered soul. He was somber the next day, though there were moments in time where, when we were talking or cuddling up together, that I could see a glimmer of life, just for a split second, but then I would say something wrong, or do something that crushed all the bones in his body like a rolling tide. He set up a candlelit bath for me that night, soft jazz playing in the bathroom. As I got settled in, he began to lather my arms and legs. Noticing my stiffness, he gruffed, "What, don't like being adored anymore?" I sheepishly laid back and tried relaxing, but not too long after the weeping started again. Water tumbled over the tub as I thrashed in concern. "You aren't her. You're too good to me. You're too perfect. But I love you." "And how is that?" he yelled. His hand shot forward, my vision flashed, body turning stiff as the world turned faded grey. "Would you like to reformat the program of model A12139? He trembled, strengthening his resolve to put an end to his mired torment. Fighting against the will of my programming, I grabbed his hand, resting at the reset button near my temple. Relaxing into the warmth of his palms, tears flowed from my eyes. "I love you, Damien." Though my voice no longer matched that of his once beloved, I couldn't help but pour out my feelings, hoping they'd be the wings of light to pull him from the oppressive dark, even if he believed them to be false. Detroit Become Human vibe. Basically, he's got this android to replace his wife, but it's never felt the same. And actually, this android has its own emotional awareness. Like, she's actually fallen for Damien, and he keeps having to reset her because she falls for him as an android instead of his wife. That's sad for both perspectives. Damien just wants the memory of his wife to always be with him. And then this android keeps growing attached even after every time she's reset. That's upsetting. Gets your mind thinking about how the world could be if these things were possible. Would people bring back their dead relatives? Would it be the same? Would it be even more tormenting on them? Having to reset this robot that keeps just repeating this. I don't know. It sounds very difficult, and even if it had all the scientific like improvement, all of that, I think it still lack in some areas. Like, I'm not sure, but I really like these concepts. So thank you for these stories. Thank you for this story, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.